Currently, Marvel Studios is deep in the reshoots of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and of course, the final countdown towards the release of the film and getting the final version of the film locked in. Now, recently, Marvel Studios' own Kevin Feige was asked by Collider in regards to the acquisition of the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and of course the entire Fox catalog of characters, and whether that impacted anything in the upcoming film. And he says no, but there's a little bit more to this that I think hints at, yeah, but I'm not telling you because it's an interesting quote. I'll get to it in a second. So Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige recently got to talk to Collider about the acquisition of Fox, all of those assets, and of course what that means for the future of everything in regards to the MCU and these characters more importantly. Because there's characters that they ask about like Wolverine, the X-Men, and of course Fantastic Four, which is already in development. And Feige goes on to talk about the whole approach to integrating these characters into the MCU, and X-Men 97 is brought up, for example. And he says, well, that's something that's over there, right? That's not really part of the proper MCU, but it's part of the bigger Marvel multiverse. And then he's asked, with the whole changes to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the constant delays, and whether the acquisition of the X-Men and the whole mutant catalog of characters changed anything in regards to the timetable of putting things together and adding characters to the film, or just bringing them out into the MCU proper without the multiverse effect. And he said there wasn't a timetable change. There was nothing. They didn't change anything. Now, people are taking this as a, well, he's telling the truth, right? And I think he is. But here's where I'm going to speculate that he's lying, or he's not necessarily lying because he doesn't do that, where he's twisting the truth. Because you guys remember when he talked about Spider-Man joining the MCU, he said that with or without Spider-Man, there was no changes made to Civil War. But they had plans to how to put him into the MCU if they acquired him at any single step of the way. So when they said, oh, we got Spider-Man, they just said, cool, write him back in. We can fit him right here, and that's his spot. You can do the same with the X-Men. We know that they had plans because he confirmed that they had plans. If they acquire any character back, within a couple years, they can integrate them into the MCU, and there was always contingencies. When he says that it didn't have any effect on Doctor Strange 2, I believe him. Because chances are they already had things in motion and plans that, hey, if we do a multiverse film and if it's Doctor Strange 2, well, guess what? Here's how you put in a character or two or tease it. I mean, it just makes sense, right? So I believe him that there was no major changes or major impact of the deal, but those delays and subsequent rewrites have already proven to impact everything. And how do we know this? Because it was confirmed that Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness had to change the entire ending of Spider-Man No Way Home and vice versa. So there's already been changes. What he's telling you is a half-truth, but he's not telling you the whole truth or a whole lie. He's kind of twisting what the truth is, which is what he does. So I appreciate it, but don't believe this statement in its entirety.